Welcome back, everyone. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
Mom is soft.
Oh,
She got
She
this for
is.
Christmas.
Yes,
And it's so
from
nice
my
and
husband.
soft.
Daddy
Yes.
got that for her.
Yeah.
So we can kind of cling on to you maybe during this episode when we try to figure out Stephanie.
That's right.
Stephanie's Max. Is Max her real name? Is Stephanie her real name? Was Stephanie just code? But I'm glad she
Eugene.
exists.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
Hopefully.
sure. Too.
Hopefully
She's
she
telling the
exists,
truth.
you know.
That's right, my gosh,
But
yeah.
poor Eugene, for this
Aw,
fake
poor
Stephanie
guy.
to go that far, freaking Hornsby, to screw him over like that. No pun intended, sorry. But I feel so bad for Eugene.
Yeah,
And
took
Too,
advantage
you know?
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
and
hard.
Poor Eugene.
someone was talking to him on the radio, and we were all deceived by this fake Stephanie. But I'm glad she is an actual person, because for him to have such a connection with someone and for it not to be real, to
Yeah,
be
it
fake
was
the whole
sad.
time would
Yeah.
really be
Yeah.
a lot worse. So at least there's some hope there, and hopefully Max
Hope
can
so.
help him out somehow. I don't know what she
Yeah,
could
I
do, but I mean, the poor girl, like, she suffered all this time too, because she was probably threatened by Hornsby saying, yeah, you're out of the picture. We'll kill Eugene if you say anything, and we're doing this. So this fake lady had to date him for a while, and so sad.
But they know where all his people are now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and he spilled the beans.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Behind the municipal building. They'd never be left there for security reasons. So, someone clearly thought it was trash.
Wow,
was
and she's
trash.
clearly really smart.
It just needed some love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Truth is, Stephanie, I'd just very much like to meet you.
But then my brother got involved.
Yeah, see? So
Mercer.
just Mercer, yep.
Please tell me that you are not about to sneak out to meet some stranger at a rail yard.
What could I say? Impossible. And then you turn up with some other girl calling herself Stephanie. Using my words. My voice.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen to be Rocky Road there, would it?
See, from like episodes ago.
Oh.
Oh.
She can't say anything because the voice.
Yeah, like the first time she sees him too,
yes.
and can't do anything about it.
Oh, and Max, I have the bank cut off Sebastian's line of credit.
Ooh.
Maybe that'll whip it with shit.
Line of credit.
You're Stephanie.
I'm Max. There is no Stephanie.
But I am Stephanie, but that's not my name.
Was my mother's name?
I'm sorry.
So,
Sorry.
Well, the name had a meaning.
She had to use a different name.
It is.
Look at this. Look at this.
What you're envisioning.
I'm not convinced we need to stretch our resources like this.
Pamela Milton. A pleasure.
Care for the grand
Pearl
tour?
necklace and all.
Would expect nothing less.
What'd you do before all this? Didn't matter.
Yeah, we never really hear.
It's not to us anymore.
But what?
Oh,
Yeah.
Looks just how I remember.
Deanna,
Wait, what?
you remember.
Well, you knew her.
Politics.
Oh, yeah, through the politics.
Used to cross paths quite a bit in philanthropy circles back in the day. But I had no interest in politics at the time. She, however, was born to run.
I know, I miss her.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't want to remind her of what it's like out there.
Morning, Ezekiel.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Wow, you moved up.
He is actually getting treatment.
Yeah, it's good.
Nothing but water morning of. No food, no solids. We need you on an empty stomach.
Wow, he got
Wow.
Sorry. Doc, we're just here for a routine checkup.
I was told to spray out blood work. Make sure he's stable enough for the surgery.
The surgery. Since I got this
Wow.
didn't Ellen tell you?
Wow. It's big news.
I was still on the list. Well, now you're at the top of that list.
Okay, he kept his
Okay.
word.
Give away years.
What did Carol do?
About as well.
Wow.
It's paid up.
Well, however it came to pass, I'm thrilled.
Wow. It's because of that smuggler, too, that Carol.
Yeah.
Like Carol said.
See you Friday at 9.
Alexandria's gone its own way before, but Hilltop and Maggie have always been there for us. We renewed our mutual protection pact.
Oh, this isn't like that.
If Maggie decides to partner with you, we will too, out of respect for her. Otherwise, Oceanside's a no.
Oh, I don't like that very much. Angry smile. Yeah.
You can't give me any helpful intel in advance of shit blowing up in our faces. Your people.
It's not my fault the water got in.
He says no in Oceanside walks. Alexandria is cut off.
Why? It's so greedy. All or nothing. Like,
Oh, just lost the
Crap.
horse. Damn it. Oh no!
oh,
That
crap.
one! It got
She
a
went down
person.
quietly.
Yeah. Oh.
Is it Maggie?
Is it? It is Mag.
I was like, it looks like her,
Maggie,
and it
yeah,
is. Crap.
It is.
Aww.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Look, friend.
You don't have to do this alone. Hey, sorry to interrupt you.
No, don't do it.
Before
She's
you
gonna.
get to the support,
Get in
we
there.
have some extra rifles with us. So while they're handling that, Governor Milton proposed that we all go hunting. If you're up for that.
Just to get to know
It
each
shows
other.
trust. They all have weapons, and
Cards on the table, Maggie. I didn't want to come on this tour. I have thousands of people under my care. That responsibility keeps me up at night. It's the price of leadership. Everything costs something. For me, it's sleep.
she's good.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
So the right things for the kids.
I know you gotta still be careful. I don't know.
Jerry said you had a checkup today?
Hint, hint, because she knows.
It's a funny thing. Told me said I was scheduled for surgery. They put me up in the line.
That's good. That's great. That's great.
Why'd you do it? How'd you do it?
Wait,
Oh, he's just reading. I thought he already thought of it.
what did you do?
I didn't.
My debt was wiped out.
Hornsby owed me a favor.
But let's hear her out. Let that be bad.
Lesser men have been given more and done nothing with it. You are not a lesser man.
Well, I was thinking about going after the one behind you.
Oh, okay. She is actually confident. I thought she was just being oblivious, like, handle it for me.
You don't have to blow its brains out.
Yeah, now more are gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
The music, it's almost like the ringing of the shot.
Yeah.
End up basically a cop. I'm pretty good at it, so.
Pretty damn good at everything you do, Rosita.
Thanks, Eugene.
Into your scarf from. She attacked Negan.
Yeah.
You can't say the truth.
Broke up with me. She broke up.
Eugene, I'm so sorry.
And he can't even say the truth. That sucks.
I don't know, we're doing our best.
Yeah.
Just feel like maybe some things just can't be fixed, you know? Just feels kind of pointless sometimes. Hey Daryl, look what I got.
Oh my god. You're gonna pass out some food. You wanna help us?
Yeah.
Chicken bagel?
Wow, look at that.
Give this to Elijah.
Okay.
Must be hard to be a kid lady. No pineapple. Serious, Jerry? Pineapple on pizza makes no sense.
Pizza.
No offense, I'm with the Ezekiel.
For a while, hot shot.
You got Jello.
We can have so much more.
You still want to answer her though.
Yeah.
Like, what does he get out of it?
Swarm.
Oh, boy, swarm.
He's like, this is great. Did they
I
orchestrate this?
Whee!
Wow. See, they come in to help. They're going to get them all. But,
Whoa!
they're right there, standing right
Watching the
there.
magnet, yeah.
There was humans right there.
I know.
What
Like,
the
That
hell
was
do
too
you need?
orchestrated.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, no injuries, all limbs intact. Call that a good day?
I'm some raspberry goodness of the inside scoop variety.
Oh,
Not
That's
exactly
cute.
black raspberry, but please, it's very cool. I let Hornsby get inside my head. It was an infiltration of the most epic proportions. He is a snake. Like a worm. I let an imposter into my heart and my home. I let her read my manuscript.
Manuscript?
I'm writing a novel.
Was a sepulcher involved?
Obviously.
Did it take place in the Caribbean?
Carpathian Mountains, yes.
You let her read it?
I thought it was you.
I know, but Eugene, how? After all that time we spent together, everything we told each other, how could you not know it wasn't me?
I don't
he was so caught up, and this is a whole new place. It's very different.
I figured out a long time ago that I'm not like most folks. Well, as ill fortune would have it, he came upon me whilst I was burning the only physical copy. However, I have committed much of the text to memory.
Yes, date night.
It's fine.
A gumshoe by the name of Steph Portman is caught up in a rollicking international caper trying to avert nuclear disaster and navigate the intricacies of the legal bureaucracies back at home.
You didn't make the district attorney corrupt, did you?
Certainly not. That would have surprised exactly no one. Boy,
I think you're right. There's going to be date night.
Judith. In case you're
Oh boy!
But I can't do this anymore.
She's exhausted. She's fought
Yeah.
so many fights.
I'm going to pretend that you were doing this for the good of the Commonwealth rather than for yourself.
He's not going to kill her.
I was doing this for you.
Okay, what can I sabotage? Oh, he's signaling. Oh crap! Oh, he's just gonna call the walkers.
Oh, so they...
Yeah, stupid.
What'd she say about Alexander? We good?
Mm-mm.
Watch it, watch it.
Uh-oh.
Don't do anything stupid.
Pamela's on board.
He's gonna go
In fact, we're gonna bring even more people in. Get ready, Aaron.
right at the last
Okay,
second.
okay.
Remake the world.
On his suit
Yeah.
and nothing on him.
Right. That's right.
He's a bit
Yeah, we
crazy.
have
He
to
is.
worry about him
Oh,
even
boy.
more.
He's good with those eyes,
Oh,
like
he's
so,
so
like
good.
And that
my
smile,
God.
that damn
So
smile.
good.
Yeah.
Aaron, watch out.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, what do you guys think of Pamela? That's my first question to you.
She reminds me a lot of Deanna. You know, she reminds me of, you know, a good. She reminds me of what a good leader should be. She acts like a, you
Yeah,
know.
she seems like it.
She seems true to her word, and she knows. I mean, look, she knows about her son. She knows that he's an asshole. She knows about Hornsby. She sees through people too.
That's
Yeah.
what she does, yeah.
So I think she's genuine.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't fully trust her, but I do like her more than I did before. Of course, Hornsby's right in her face, in it for himself,
Hornsby, yeah.
and he just keeps sucking up to the higher power so he can get what he wants. It's all about him being selfish and, you know, gaining from whatever he does. Like, he doesn't want to help the Commonwealth. He doesn't care about anyone else. So I do like Pamela, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, she is, like, she does remind me of Deanna, but I'm like, she's still suspicious to me. Like, she wants stuff from that. Like, I think she enjoys power, and she talks about how she worries, which I hope she does. I think she does actually stress a little bit.
I think she
about
does.
the
I mean,
people.
she has a lot more people to
Yeah,
manage,
55,
right?
100,000.
Right.
Like,
So
holy
she has
crap,
a lot more
that's
people. We're
nuts.
not seeing the Deanna like she was like working for like solar panels. You know, she had like a much smaller vision in mind, but she had a much smaller community.
Mm-hmm.
But she has that. I think she has that leadership skills, and she even knew her. So I mean, that doesn't mean that justifies her job there, but I think she has it in her to be a good leader, and that's why
I hope so.
Why
I hope
she
so, too.
flourished so well. But
Yeah.
Hornsby is just for himself, like we knew. But and you always have to worry about that middle management, right?
That's right,
Like
God,
just
yeah.
like with Negan, with his middle management guys going out to the communities, being bullies, being little Negans. So I'm going to do whatever I want to, kind of thing. And that's what Hornsby I think will be if he becomes like manages over these extended communities.
And that's the thing, because they
That's
have the
scary,
numbers, so everything sounds great in the beginning, but then you start bringing the numbers in, they start bringing soldiers into the different communities, and then all of a sudden, Maggie or Aaron, we'll say Aaron is like, okay guys, we're going to do this today. And then all of a sudden here comes Lance and he's like, no, we're doing this today. And then the power is going to swap and Aaron won't have control over it because he's going to have all the soldiers there and they've been occupying it for a while. So they're just going to take over everything. So when Maggie was asking Lance, what do you want out of all of this? What do you gain from all of this? He wasn't like directly saying anything, but immediately when he starts like talking about expansion, I'm like, he wants to run something. He wants to, have his own place of control. Like Pamela can have the Commonwealth, and then she's going to need people to branch off and control other places. So he wants to do that. But yeah, like I don't blame Maggie for being careful.
I don't blame her at all.
It's a hard decision
as well, because you saw. I mean, I thought that was all choreographed. I think they, like Mercer said, they're always watching you. You have a role to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was trying to give Daryl some insight of, okay, if you're gonna live in the Commonwealth, you have to play our rules. And not that Daryl knew that these walkers were coming, but it just seemed too like in your face. The soldiers were right behind there and shooting. I mean, thank God they were good shots too, because there were people behind
so now
them.
they're not. We'll say they're peacekeepers. Not that they're better shots, but
But I mean, it just seemed too planned,
Mm-hmm.
Hornsby was too happy when all of a sudden, and Maggie gets right up. She gets her up and she gets her weapon out. I mean,
I love that. And she always uses
Yeah.
a knife. Like
Definitely.
guns are good too,
Yeah.
but they make too much noise.
Sure
So
they do.
I mean, I'm happy to see Pamela and Lance like being able to use a gun. I mean, I don't like Lance at all, but so he's a good shot, and that's kind of alarming. But at least they're not like oblivious. Like they know how to kind of take care of themselves. So that's good. But at the same time, like Maggie's such a better survivor. There's no comparison there. Like she uses a dagger, it's quiet, and you don't waste any ammo or anything.
Exactly. And they probably do a lot of like target shooting, and
it's like
look
controlled.
at Sebastian.
Yeah.
It's
all
always
controlled.
Yeah. So bring out the walkers.
Once there's
by
chaos,
one,
they're gonna
down.
freak out. Once you like lose your
Yeah,
focus, like
for sure.
it's a different environment, it's a different feel. So you have to learn to focus, survive, fear.
Right.
Like you got to learn to
Right.
hone
Only
in.
knives. If you only had knives or whatever you have, like Sebastian had those, the guys, our gangs, tools of, what to kill with walkers, and he's just taking out one by one and just doing it very formally. It's just that's not really
But if there's a lot of
living
people,
out.
a lot of them coming at you, you got
Right, that's not surviving by any means.
Yeah, because it's almost like single file,
That's
like one
right.
at a time.
Too organized. It's not real life.
And then he knows he has people around him, although he goes, "Oh, you can't help me," blah blah blah. But stupid kid.
Yeah,
but
that's for sure.
but I do like Pamela a little bit more. I still don't fully trust her. Deanna, again, like first introduced, like when we first got to know her, like we weren't quite sure, and then it's like we really liked her down the road. But Pam, I know she wants to be in control. I know she likes it, even though she says it's stressful. I don't 100% trust her, and I'm kind of more with Maggie, but I don't blame people for wanting to go to the Commonwealth. That's a hard thing. And even though it hurt Maggie, I'm glad she didn't say, well, if you leave, you can't come back. Like, of course she wouldn't do that. But, for Deb to leave, for all these other people to leave, like, that's huge and sad. But
you know what? They have their own lives to lead. And if they feel more safe and they're exhausted for fighting every single day.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Diane, she just felt like she was going to...
Or Diane, I said Deb, I think. Yeah,
Diane. Like she was... You can just tell she was exhausted. She's like, I'm done, man. I just need some help here. And it's okay to ask for help. She's telling Maggie, it's okay to ask for help. Yeah, but everyone has their own, threshold of what you can, you want to keep going, or you just want to not give up, but just, try something else.
I guess it comes down to, they don't know the Commonwealth well, but they did help them a lot. They gave them food, they gave them protection, and workers for a bit, to help out with certain things. But I think it comes down to, what I'm thinking of is like with Maggie, it's a hard life, but you have your freedom. And if you go to the Commonwealth, you're kind of like a slave. Like they put you in a category that you don't really have freedom of choice. Like you're kind of like, okay, this is what you did before the apocalypse, so this is what you're going to do now. And like even Yumiko's brother was just taken away. He was a baker until like they found out he was a doctor. He had no choice. I know they need doctors, but and everyone else that we've seen, like you're just put in this spot, and it doesn't mean most likely you're not going to be able to grow from that. You're just going to be a worker, have an average life, have to work for money and struggle and stuff. But that might be better. And if it's safe, a lot of people would probably like that.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, like, I don't know what I want to choose, but that doesn't sound bad to me. I want to be free, but I don't want to be like, I don't want to be eaten alive. Like, I don't want to be out in the wilderness, like hunting squirrels and stuff to survive. And then have like, can't sleep because you're always looking over your shoulder or whatever, like for a walker to come get you. So it's just really, really hard. So Commonwealth isn't perfect, far from it. I know they have power issues, corruption issues, and but they are doing extremely well, and a lot of the people are happy.
Ice cream, if you're making money.
I know. I keep going, oh my God, ice cream here, and Jello. I'm like, I know ice cream's probably easier to make than Jello, but I'm like, wow, even Jello, like they have that for real at the hospital. And speaking of which, Ezekiel, he is getting treatment, and I am happy he is going through with it. And we did talk about that before, where we all really wanted Ezekiel to be pushed up to be operated on to survive, but we also questioned who's going to get bumped down. Someone might lose their life because he bumped up.
That's true.
And he was up like quick. So he was in the top tier of more severe. Yeah. Well, it is a severe case for him too, but he knows it too, and he's like always questioning, and that's why he burned his food. He's trying to think like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? And, but Carol is right too, though. If Sebastian was hurt, he'd be right in there, getting his treatment over anyone else.
Sure.
So.
And I gotta say, Carol, like, I really love how she just she steps ahead. She knows how to connect with people, and especially with like Hornsby. Holy crap! It's not like she did anything terrible. Okay, she got the smuggler arrested, and she's kind of like acting like she's a friend of Hornsby, but I think that's good. I know struggling with the decision of someone else losing their life because Ezekiel's getting pushed up to have an operation done. And I completely understand why she's doing that. It's just a really hard decision to make. But we want Ezekiel to survive too. But she's not like murdering people, like innocent people. She's not doing something evil on the side. She's working with a guy that's corrupt, and
he would probably do it for some other deal. He would do it for some other deal anyway.
Yeah, so she's working hard for Hornsby, but she hasn't done anything really bad.
She's playing the game.
Yeah, she's playing the game, but it hasn't been bad yet.
Yes. Right.
I don't think, from what we've seen anyways. So
right, and if the debt is paid, then she has nothing else to work with him on. but maybe, better living quarters or something, whatever, but, to keep going. But I think, she's a very smart lady.
She is.
She's
Sure
only
is.
doing it for family. Ezekiel's her family. She's not, she knows that Hornsby is an ass. She's just playing the game. And,
So I'm kind of thinking now that she helped out Hornsby a little bit, and Ezekiel was pushed up the line. Not only was he pushed up, but he has no more debt. I feel like that's going to come back to Carol, and Hornsby's going to be like, okay, well, I did all this stuff for you, so now you
What are you
gotta.
gonna do for me?
Now you're committed
That's
to
right.
but I
being my
think she
henchman or
did
something.
it already. Yeah, who knows?
She did,
I
but
thought
I'm
she
kind of
did.
wondering.
If he's gonna make her do more stuff.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
like, she did that stuff which pushed him up the line, but now he might be like, well, look, I actually did follow through and I did that, and now I also took away his debt, so now you owe me, kind of thing.
That's right.
Like more.
Yeah,
like I feel like there's going to be
yeah.
more there.
Yeah.
I really
Definitely.
feel that you're going to see something really escalate with Hornsby. Something's going to happen where it's going to backfire on him.
Yeah.
Either by Carol might do something to him. If she finds
Maybe.
out that he's forcing Maggie to join them or whatever. You never know what because she's just as corrupt as he
right.
could
She
be.
can be young,
I mean,
yeah.
she plays the game. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I think it'll go against Hornsby, but
You know what? Just overthinking it, but like I really like how the communities, like they're so close, not including the Commonwealth, but all the other communities, they're so close and they're so different.
Yeah.
And not only by look, but the people themselves. And here Maggie, I kind of assumed she wouldn't join Commonwealth anyways, but then here Oceanside's like, yeah, we're not doing that. And then Aaron's like, yeah, we want to have a partnership here. Yeah, they're all just very different, but they're all suffering in different ways, not different ways. Like they're all suffering. They're all trying to build up their communities again. They've all been through a whole lot with war and whatnot. But poor Aaron, I just feel like he's so desperate. He is because
I was going to bring that up with Aaron. Yeah, I feel that he really wants to be. He wants to give a good impression about Alexandria. He really wants to just, go all in with the Commonwealth. Oh, hide the window that's broken. Let's hide that. Put a plant in front of it. Oh, we have to be on our best behavior. I wear my good shirt. You can just see he really wants to impress them. Like, we have something here. And, I know what he's doing it for. He's doing it for Gracie. He's doing it for the kids, the next generation. He wants them to grow up with some kind of normalcy.
Yeah.
But, I don't know which way is best, because we really don't know these people yet.
Yeah.
Especially Hornsby.
Again, I love the idea of freedom. You trust the people you're with, but look at all the hell they've been through with that bad storm that went through, and they lost people,
horrible,
and they almost lost the kids, and so many things were damaged, and it was hell for a while. That whole, it was a hurricane, tropical storm. It went on for a very long time, And so that alone. Then you have the breaches, you have the walkers coming through and killing people, just a constant nightmare. So I don't blame Aaron, but I'm just I'm kind of worried that he's that desperate to be involved with them, and I just hope Lance doesn't try to manipulate him to be like, okay, well, now that Pamela screwed me over or is dissing me, I need, he says something to him like, okay, yeah, we are doing all of this anyways, so he might it might be bad for Aaron because he might just believe him.
And I think also it's kind of in the early stages where, he talked back to Hornsby too, no, I think it makes you look bad, not me. But so he's kind of in the early stages, but if he keeps going, the more he's going to be in debt to them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure.
And they're going to have to do what they have to do, and and I even feel bad for Mercer. He's, when he found out about his sister having the radio, they're all playing a role.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes back to even Connie. Now she's going to realize that she has to only print what they allow her to print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she kept trying to push it there, which I don't blame her. You want to hear the truth. And that lady was like, oh, well, then you take care of it then. So I was kind of okay, she's going to have some freedom, which we're going to get in trouble for it. Who knows? But yeah, they, just like our normal government, it's just there's a lot of things that
in the world, yes.
You don't really hear a lot of truths all the time. Things are covered up. There's distractions and, news sometimes is blown out of proportion. Sometimes it's hidden kind of thing. But anyways, yeah, it's a very interesting concept. End of the world, everything's wiped out, resetting. What's the best way to go? And I really think the Commonwealth, I mean, I want to get the corruption out of there, but if that does expand and stuff, that probably would be a good thing, because I think it needs to expand in order to have like safety and provisions and all that stuff. But because we see these smaller communities, like they were good at certain times, but you're always going to have enemies. You're always going to have major problems happening, and then you're going to be struggling to extinction. I don't know, like it's rough. So I don't think the small community thing is the way to go in this kind of world. I don't know, but you need friends, or at least partnerships.
You gotta watch out for Hornsby. That's the only thing.
I mean, get rid of the corruption, but it's easier said, because sometimes it's hard to see who's corrupt, when you're not always with that person and seeing things that they do, But last thing I want to say is Daryl. Do you like him as a stormtrooper / peacekeeper or not?
No.
That's good. No, yeah, please. How about you, Kim?
I like him with Mercer.
I do.
I think
like Mercer.
I do like him with Mercer. I think they want to talk to each other. I think they want to hang out with each other and just really get to know each other. But I think Mercer's trying to. He wants him aboard because he knows he's a great fighter.
Yeah.
And he wants him aboard. But I also think he wants a friend too. But on Daryl's end, I think he's okay with it. I think he likes the Commonwealth. I don't think, I think he's just going to go with it.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of funny to see him in a suit, in a uniform.
I know, we saw him before.
I don't think I could see him using it all the time.
I know, it's weird. It does not suit him at all.
That's why I can picture it.
Now, like with me, again, we're blind up to this point in this show, but I kind of, as we see the Commonwealth, they give people jobs and they don't really have a choice. Like, you have very limited choices. And, Mercer's very good at his job. He wants Daryl with him because he is a really good soldier. But I don't see Daryl as a soldier. And the fact, even Maggie, like her expression, seeing Daryl like fall in line with all the other soldiers, like that was so not like him. He's like a wild man. He's he's like out in the wild. And for him to just fall into line like that, it was like, wow, that's so weird. Like that's so not like him to do that. And Mercer kind of warned Daryl, where he's like, I can't say word for word, but he was like, just keep in mind that, you're not wearing the armor because they told you they didn't want you to do that for appearances, so you look like one of them. Yeah. But other than that, you are going to be wearing the suit. And it sounded like it was a negative thing. So I think like he doesn't even have real control over like his job too. Like he's good at it. But I don't think he's really.
He has to delegate what they say to him.
Yeah, and he doesn't have really any control. Like he's bossed around, and he has really no opinion on the matter, kind of thing. But that's what he's good at, so he has no choice. But I know he is happy to have Daryl there. So it's worrisome, of course. I really do like Mercer. I don't like Daryl being a stormtrooper / peacekeeper. I think it's very odd, very weird in the uniform socks. So
It's really weird.
But I get having order.
And Maggie knows. She's just like, no, this is not for me. This is not for, she's speaking for the people. I mean, some people, disagreed and took off, but she's like, no, it's not for me, not at this time.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Commonwealth helped them somewhat, and now it's going to divide people even more so.
Oh, sure.
And then people are going to be under Pam's thumb more, and then they won't be able to get out of it. Like, they're going to get sucked into it, and then it's going to be harder to leave in probably many ways, because they're going to have jobs and might be forced to stay. Who knows? But anyways, I'm happy. Max, of course, is a real person, but she was Stephanie, and that wasn't her real name, because that name's kind of tarnished now. So I'm glad that
Max and Eugene are getting talking, really having good conversation.
Yeah, they started clicking right away. They had good chemistry, and Max, I was kind of defensive at first, because she was telling him, like, she was upset and being like, yeah, you were rude, and I get that. I can't imagine how she must feel seeing him with another woman, but I'm like, you backed off and didn't do anything. I thought maybe Max was almost threatened because they found it was her radio. And then we're going to kill Eugene. He's here. We're going to find him at that railroad spot. And, you know, we're going to kill him unless you stay quiet. And then we're going to bring in a fake Stephanie kind of thing. But she just ignored it. She just stayed away because she didn't want to get in trouble with Hornsby being there. I get that. But there has to be some kind of understanding there where you can't be like that mad at him because he thought it was you the whole time.
Absolutely.
But then when she said, "How did you not know?" We were talking for months or however long, like on the radio, like having full length conversations, and like, how did you not know? Like, because she wouldn't remember. What was her name? Shira, whatever. Stephanie, fake Stephanie. Like, she wouldn't know all those conversations. I mean, they're very smart people, and they're wired differently. I like to say it like that, because they're like wires, you know. But, you know, and they click. Anyways, yeah. So I get her being upset over that because Eugene was just oblivious to it. And then he said, well, I'm different, and I don't always connect the way other people connect.
Right.
You know?
And when he sees an actual person and she's paying attention, and
might
they
sound
have
different.
this history, and then when you see people, you know, in the flesh, so to speak, it's like, you know, and he's very nervous. He hasn't been with a woman too much. And,
and he's overwhelmed because he knows he loves this person he's never seen. And first seeing her, he's like, oh, head over heels. Like, he's just thinking like, oh my God. So he's like blind by it. And not only that, but you're in the Commonwealth. You haven't seen a place like this, you know, after the apocalypse. So it's just, you have all these things going on. It's like, So anywho, I'm glad Max is Stephanie.
Yes,
Max is her real name. And it looks like, you know, they could be friends and maybe something. We'll see what happens. But love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.